is a Chamber of Commerce afternoon here in the final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
19 yards there on the catch and run. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 108 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff, because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. He had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
At the 39-yard line.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, and now some space to operate. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. They'll look to throw here. He's got a man wide open. Complete. He's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And we do talk a lot about how the tight end position has changed in the NFL. Here's a great example. It used to be that they were linemen who occasionally caught passes. Now they're wide receivers who occasionally block people. And right here, This isn't tight end speed. It's definitely wide receiver speed.
And the next-gen stats show him reaching at a top speed of 20 miles an hour. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away. He'll try and run it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now it's Crowder. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2? Win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way. Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Working out of the gun, Love. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
2nd and 4 at the Falcons' 34-yard line.
Crowder's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
To Jamison Crowder. A gain of 7. And a Raider first down.
On 1st and 10, Love. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
Now a 2nd down throw for Love here. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. With that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. but I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. They'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Second down and 7. He'll drop to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
Tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
The Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Maurice Hurst. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Going to give this time to the tailback. He's got a first down and more past the 30. He's at the 50, 30, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A great effort there. 84 yards, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one, and this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, He uses speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And as we check the next-gen stats, he certainly earned his yardage there as he wound up running better than 90 yards that time. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 20.
From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Rolling to his left. He may try and run for this. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards the pickup there.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Raiders' 42-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
Raiders 14, Falcons 7.
Second and 3. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught at the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Love from the gun. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one, and a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This will be a jet sweep to Crowder. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Second and 8. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. On third down, Love looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there, first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's
Love with it here, third and short yardage. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on third and 3.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's now second and 10.
They'll throw again. Here's Love on second and 10. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times, because you don't know how he's going to hold up.
He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
3rd and long for Love. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Now Sam Sloman is on. This one from 35 yards away.
35-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
Falcons 10.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because it's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1. That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring him to 2nd and 13.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Back to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Jordan Love in his offense, ready to get the football back. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Love. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
Las Vegas, first down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
It's now second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
A second down throw for Love. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now a handoff here to his running back. Well, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, second and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll contain him to just 4, second down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And the Raiders have got him. Aaron Donald. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Ricardo Allen with a pick. They brought the house that time on the young rookie. Maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break up their routes quickly as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Following the interception, Love. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. To throw now. Here's Love. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And in the second quarter, it's the Vikings who are out on top. The Vikes trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Aaron Rodgers carving them up with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And that game's gone to the half, all even at 10-10. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Now left side, a completion to his tight end, and he goes out right around the 39. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
A 3-yard pickup.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. He may try and run for the... Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
The quarterback keeps it.
We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
Back to throw now on 1st down. On the move to his left. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the Raiders' 33-yard line.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let's make these babies cry.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons draw a bit closer.
And let the natural light of today reflect that he has now gotten into the end zone 2 times.
Look at you. You're a little Ralph Waldo Emerson. Is that his name?
Now it's just going with the meteorologist. Said it was a day game. I'm here.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well. Jordan Love ready on first down here. Airing one out for Crowder. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end, Max Williams, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
And less than a yard.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And to give this time to the tailback. And this will be a Falcons first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
This old adage, partner, don't judge the book by its cover, because this guy, he takes the mantra that he'll go down with a brisk gust of wind and sets it on its head. Great effort there to break a tackle and come up with a nice gain.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46.
46-yard line.
Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop.
2nd and 6.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not at all. It came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Now back to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
10 at the 25-yard line.
A give to the fullback on the dive. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
At the 24-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
They'll look to throw here. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now it's Crowder. And able to get this out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Working out of the gun, Love. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Now they try the right side here. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. 2nd and 9 now. Steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now it's Crowder. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st and 10, Love looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A big spot now for the rookie Love. This one caught left side by Cooper. And they'll get this down to the 10. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16. And another 1st down.
They know the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far in this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And they give this time to the tailback. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd.
Love now on 2nd down. He's got it. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders have retaken the lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. From the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
34-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He's got the first down and more past midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push. And what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Raiders' 39.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
You can't stop me.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. A first throw for the backup Foles. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Jamie Gillen now. He's been terrific so far. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
40-yard line.
Here's Foles. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Rolling to his right. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
And that will make this a 4-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now it's Crowder. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll look downfield for... Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 36 yards on the play.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. His throw incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again, Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And that will be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he whips that one incomplete there. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Steps away. He's going to take off with it. He's got a first down past the 30. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escaping.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20.
Jordan Love in this offense ready to get the football back. I would imagine you want to win every game big, but if you're a quarterback in the NFL, this is the spot that you love.
You've been dreaming of it since you were a kid, playing in the backyard or the front yard, wherever, where you went through those imaginary situations. Now it's real, though. What practice have you put in since the OTAs, the mini camps, preseason camp, sequence of plays, get the ball to the outside, get it out of bounds, save your timeouts, move the ball downfield to get your team in a position to win the game.
And a field goal, of course, no good. They need a score.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Love from the gun. Crowder's got it over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Love. That's complete as he goes right back to Crowder. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And to give this time to the tailback. And this will be a Falcons 1st down as they'll take this up to about the 33-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they take a knee. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Falcons, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.